One of the things that I like most about my marriage and my relationship is that we have completely different thinking styles entirely. I am a high D, fire starter, entrepreneurial minded, throw it at the wall, see what sticks. Getting it done is better than getting it done right type mentality at my default. My husband is a software engineer. He thinks completely differently. And it's been fascinating to watch his brain work and learn how his brain works. And I got to be honest with you guys. If you ever send this to him, I'll come for you. I think his might work a little bit more strategically better for long-term success than ours do. And I'm saying ours because I think a lot of us that are watching this are also that high D entrepreneurial spirited type. Let me explain. So the other day, I'm eating lunch. We both work from home. He comes out of a meeting, comes downstairs, and is laughing and shaking his head. And I said, what is it? What's going on? And he had said, I just came out of this meeting and I'm just constantly baffled by the type of code that I'm reviewing in this situation. I said, okay, tell me more. And he said, it just feels like the company is so focused on push out, push stuff out, get code out, just push it out, that they're not concerned about getting it done right and getting it done well. And for future coding software engineers to go in and be able to understand what has been plugged in, how, why, what works, what doesn't work. He said it feels like someone has just gone into a dark room with a blindfold on, built a bunch of stuff, never turned the light on, never looked to see if it was any good, and immediately walked out, closed the door, and just said, good enough, it's done. And he said, and what's so frustrating about that is that if you just slow down and take the time to build the code out right the first time, to genuinely slow down and figure out how does this need to be done? How does this work with other components, other things? Then it saves so much time the next time someone has to go in and tweak something, because we can actually see how it works, why it works the way that it does, and it actually causes troubleshooting to go a whole heck of a lot more quickly as well. And of course, while he's saying this, I'm thinking to myself, oh, good, I am who he's describing as the bad person, bad, creating the code in the dark and then just walking out and going, well, it's done. That must be good enough. And it makes me think about the analogy that I use frequently. And if you're one of my clients, you hear me say this all the time, that my business owners, I call you guys fire starters. You guys love to run around, me included, and create fires with your ideas, but don't often stick around to see if the fire was destructive or constructive. And it means that the people around us have to scurry around and be what I call fire stokers, and have to consistently make sure that the fire doesn't spread and burn everything down to the ground, but also to make sure that your fire and light and excitement doesn't completely burn out. And if instead of operating like the entrepreneurs that we are 24/7, 365, if we slowed down and brought a little bit of software engineering brain space into our leadership style, what might that do? Would that instead create a leadership that doesn't just look good from the outside, but a leadership style that actually works? It's possible. If we could slow down, could we build something that lasts more sustainably instead of just constantly running around and hoping that things stick? So I invite you to ask the question, what was the last fire that I started in my business? Got a dog rolling around down there. And what could I do to go back and clean it up a little bit, to help the people around me understand what it was that I meant when I ran in, lit a match, and ran back out? And instead see if we could take that idea, really sit with it, slow down, and build something long sustaining out of it, instead of just throwing a match onto the fire and walking out.